Welcome to Trekcast, ladies and gentlemen, the galaxy's most unpredictable Star Trek podcast. Now today with more space veganism. Guys, how you doing this week?
Oh, God. You're going to start like that?
Wow. Already. Come on, man. We're already losing fans, and you go right for it. It's not really that funny, dude.
No. Well, it kind of is, but okay. We'll get into it.
Well, don't turn it off yet.
Yeah.
Just wait for feedback, because we're gonna address it a little bit.
We are.
Dan likes to needle. A lot.
I mean, I do like to needle. I'll be honest. I do like to needle a lot. My wife knows this about me very, very well. So I mean, if we can't have fun talking about topics, even the topics that kind of irritate us, one side of the argument or the other, then we're doing something wrong. I mean, this is supposed to be a show that's fun. So
yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
We will.
Feedback.
Yep.
But
all good. So it's been a couple of weeks. We got 2 episodes of Discovery to talk about. We've got lots of feedback. Right. But I'm sure Daniel's got a ton of news. We got some sneak peeks of Picard. We got all kinds of things to talk about. So I'm just gonna hit the intro and we're gonna get right into the news.
Space, the final frontier.
Trekcast.
Attention all hands, it's time for Star Trek news.
Hope Chad's hearing that, because I'm hearing nothing.
I heard it.
Well,
I heard it.
If he's just messing with us.
Nah,
There's really nothing going on, and he's just waiting for us to. How long can I keep them quiet?
No, I played the intro, then I played the news thing. It's funny that you guys can't hear that, but whatever. We're ready to go. So you're up. You're up, Daniel-san.
Oh, well, I'm just wondering, when is Dan going to start a ZZ Top tribute band?
It needs to happen. It needs. Well, we're gonna do it when we're on the road in April. It's only 2 months away.
That's a joke that's got legs.
Yeah. I don't know. I've never seen Dan's legs. I've only seen him from the neck up.
Yeah.
So I mean,
there's got to be a lower half.
There is a lower half. I don't know what it looks like. It's going to be interesting. So.
See, you guys don't even know. I'm in one of those pike chairs. I don't have a lower half. I'm just a head and shoulders.
I'm also not this white. I know the video always comes in and makes me look like I'm totally pale,
no, Chad,
but
you are
white.
That white.
I am. Oh yeah.
You are that white.
And you're gonna hear just how white I am in our feedback. Anyway, keep going.
All right. So our first news story comes to us from Inverse, and speaking about Picard, Akiva Goldsman, one of the 35 producers on New Trek, has talked a little bit about Picard and Strange New Worlds and why they won't cross over. He gave a recent interview about this, and it was kind of interesting. Basically, here I'll read the quote.
Sure.
He says, "It's because I think with Strange New Worlds, the promise is it's going to be episodic, and it speaks to things that are complete. If we reach backwards in Strange New Worlds, there's going to be something that is historically established canon, and we'll do that in a way that the reference is a hard enough fact." And it would be like, he goes on a long tangent about it, but basically what he's saying is, like, in Strange New Worlds, things are fixed, right? It's a past timeline that's fixed. Whereas with Picard, especially right now, they're changing with the timeline, they're moving things around, so things are in flux. So it doesn't make sense for them to match and to cross over.
Right.
I get that, but also you could argue because things are in flux, it gives them the opportunity to cross over.
It does, but I mean, this kind of, if you follow that train of thought and you say, and Dan, it looks like you're frozen. I don't know, either you're just not moving or
he's there.
He's there. Okay. I don't see him moving at all. Anyway, so they could either be doing something where they've got everything that's going to happen in Strange New Worlds, like they said, locked down, it's done. But because they're screwing around with this time frame stuff a little bit, and what we're starting to hear about the possible movie that's going to start filming at the end of the year.
We'll get to that next.
Yeah, I mean, maybe there's some crossover on that end, and that's where they're putting their crossover efforts into, as opposed to in the past with Strange New Worlds.
I think Picard doesn't have to worry about crossovers because Picard in and of itself is a crossover. It's right now it's a TNG, Deep Space Nine, Voyager crossover show because there's elements from all three of those shows, running through the main thread of Picard. So to try and stretch it and connect it to these other shows, it's too much. Just let it be its own thing. It's fine.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
All right. So
let it be terrible on its own. That's basically what I'm saying.
Let them all be terrible on their own, except for Lower Decks. That is gold.
Yeah, Lower Decks is great.
Yeah.
And just so you guys know, I'm still getting over my cold, so I'll be muting and unmuting periodically to cough.
All right, that's okay.
Fair enough. Our next news story comes to us from the Hollywood Reporter. The headline is "Why Paramount's Star Trek sequel reveal surprised its own stars." So, if you haven't heard about this, it was announced recently during an investor call that new Trek is back and the Kelvin timeline is back. All that crew is coming back, and they're going to make a fourth film. And that was no one was more surprised than the crew themselves. According to the Hollywood Reporter, their representatives have confirmed that they didn't know about this. So this isn't like gossip. It's legitimately nobody knew, and I guess we're doing this. Yeah. So this is like I've seen a few different like film like movie news type shows, like just normal ones, not Star Trek ones, talking about this situation. And the funny thing is everybody points out like this is the worst negotiating tactic ever, because they've said they haven't announced that they announced that they're making the movie. They announced that they're going to start shooting at the end of the year, and all these people are not signed on. So all of the crews got them over the barrel.
Not necessarily. The strategy could be, hey, we're making this movie by the end of the year. If you want to be a part of it, great. If not, we're going to recast.
But the announcement was everybody's coming back.
Yeah. Well, not everybody's coming back. We know that. Not everybody's coming back. Okay. Anton Yelchin is no longer with us. They haven't said if they're going to write the character out or if they're going to recast him. Okay. But and I would hate to use someone's demise as a negotiating tactic, but if they were to recast Anton Yelchin, or recast Chekhov, that would kind of plant the seed for the others that, hey, you're not irreplaceable. They've already got another Spock popping around popping around Trek. I think they said Uhura's going to be in Strange New Worlds at some point. Didn't they already say that?
She's one. Yeah, they've already cast her.
All right. So they've already got another Uhura.
They've got another Pike.
Yeah.
Well, they've got a different actress playing Uhura than from the movies, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying,
and Spock.
And Spock.
Well, obviously Spock, but I making sure I didn't miss something.
Yeah.
With Zoe Saldana saying she would be in the television show. Just making sure I didn't miss something there. Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. Either way.
I mean, there is something to be said for saying, hey, we need to make a movie. We need to make this next movie. We need to wrap up the Kelvin, do something with the Kelvin timeline. We're going to plant our flag here, and we're just going to do it. And either we're going to make it with you, or we're going to make it without you. And that's one. I mean, that's one thing to do. I mean, that takes some cojones. Look, right now, I don't care. I would love to see Chris Pine back. I would love to see Zachary Quintos back. I would love to see that whole cast. They were so perfectly cast for that. Even though some of the scripts they were handed was shit.
Sub sandwich shop?
Do what?
Quintos?
Oh,
is the sub sandwich shop?
Sorry, I am hungry. What's his last name? Is it not Zachary Quintos?
It's Quinto.
Oh, Quinto. Sorry.
Singular. There's only singular. One of him.
Yeah, anymore though. Anyway, so okay.
You're like, it's just his name. Sorry, Chad Waldos.
Yeah. Chad's Waldos.
Chad's Waldos.
Leave it up to the Chads. Sorry.
Yeah.
But no,
That's
but
his name.
it's just a name.
Yeah.
It's just a name. You know who I mean. No, I mean, I just want him to see. I want to see him make a movie. I want to see the Kelvin timeline back again. I enjoyed those movies. I didn't enjoy number 2, but I enjoyed the first one and the third one immensely. I watch both of those. I just skip over number 2 all the time, at least once a year, and I'm looking forward to that being back. And I'll just be optimistic, half glass full kind of guy, that it'll be enjoyable. And if it's not, then hey, we got more content to bitch about.
So every movie they bring in one famous actor to be the villain, right? We had Eric Bana, we had Benedict Cumberbatch, and then we had who was the last one? I forget his
Idris
name.
Elba?
Yeah,
Idris Elba. Yeah.
So which famous actor is going to be our villain this time?
Idris Elba?
Idris Elba.
Idris Elba.
Just his name.
Yeah.
Just his name.
Yeah.
The guy who really should be the next 007, honestly. Let's just be real.
Yeah, he should.
He really should.
He should.
I like that guy.
All right, so who's going to be the next villain?
It should be Daniel Radcliffe.
And the other question, which Beastie Boys song are we going to get?
Oh, yeah. Intergalactic Planetary, and it should be Daniel Radcliffe.
That's 2 on the nose.
Yeah, I know. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
Because he should be going around trying to kill all the muggles. I mean, or something, right? I don't know.
I think it should be Andy Serkis.
Ooh.
As an ape. Called the Brass Monkey.
Yes. Oh, that's perfect.
There you go. Okay.
That's perfect.
I'm not even going to guess because I can't beat that. That's too good.
Yeah, we're done. You win, sir.
Is
you
his
win the
name
internet.
going to be Brass Monkeys? So that's like his theme song?
Yes.
And every time he
So
walks in
Anytime
the
he's
room,
in a scene, that song
Yep.
comes on.
that song comes on. Yep. And he's got brass knuckles.
Yes! I like it. I
And
like
a
it.
gold chain with a clock around it, and for no reason whatsoever, he's got like Sleazy E's and all those guys always walking with him in an entourage, just for no reason.
So you have all the other apes from Planet of the Apes?
No, he's the only one. There's no.
He's the only one.
He'd be the
And
only
then it's
one.
just regular people.
Yep, and there's no
No,
explanation
no.
for
He's
it.
got-
There's no nothing.
No, he's got Dr. Zaius, his scientific advisor.
There you go. There you go. Yeah.
I like it.
As an evil.
Are they Borg apes?
Oh man, now you're just getting silly.
Yeah, that's too
Oh,
far.
you're right.
That's too
That's
far.
the too far.
That's the too
That's
far.
the too far. Yeah. All right. So we'll see what happens. What do we think? Do we think that? Okay. Let's play this game. Likely or unlikely, this actually starts filming at the end of the year, like they say.
Unlikely.
Never going to happen. The film itself is never going to happen. That is, I'm being honest.
This is what, like the 5th or 6th one they've announced in like the last like 4 or 5 years.
Yep.
Well, I
Don't
remember.
get me wrong. There's going to be plenty of more announcements.
Oh yeah,
All of them
yeah.
will never happen.
Yeah.
I mean, last year they announced that there was going to be a movie this
Gonna be
summer. So
There's going to be a Twitter battle between Simon Pegg and what's his name, Pulp Fiction dude,
Quentin Tarantino.
Tarantino, yeah.
That name I do know.
Quentin Tarantino. Yep. It's going to be a Twitter battle. It's going to be Tarantino's. Yeah. Tarantino's. It's a pizza place on 5th and Madison.
Yeah.
Hey, we're going to Tarantino's.
Great crust. Great crust.
Great crust.
Leave the gun. Take the cannoli.
All right.
I don't know.
Last news story comes to us from Collider, and it is Star Trek Prodigy action figures revealed. So yeah, I sent you guys this in the group chat earlier, so you could take a look. And honestly, the first time I looked at them, I thought it was just a picture from Prodigy. I think they look really good.
Ah,
Those are the toys.
nice,
Yes.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
So-
we're gonna actually get
It's
merch
funny
done
because-
right.
Well, here's the thing. Playmates has been doing Star Trek stuff for years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they've never looked exactly like the characters. They're not. They were never really good at duplicating the characters exactly. But if you look at their other lines where they're duplicating cartoons, they look great. Well, this is a cartoon, so
Right.
it's kind of in their wheelhouse.
Well, it's
Right.
a hell of a lot easier to make a cartoon look like an actual model versus making an actual person look like an actual model.
Well, in a 3D cartoon, because you've got the model.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. Depending on how they went about doing this, I mean, if Nickelodeon just give them the files, there it is.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be.
It's done.
There.
It shouldn't be very difficult to go from their 3D models to a 3D print. I mean, it shouldn't be very difficult at all.
Yep.
So.
Well, and then to be fair, Dan, like back in the 90s when they were first making the Starfleet toys, the Star Trek toys, the mapping technology for faces wasn't there like it is now.
Yeah. Sure.
So that's part of it too. But yeah, so these new figures come out. The toys will be available online in October, with them expected to hit store shelves by spring of next year. We are expecting to see ships and vehicles and toys. They have also shown images of some of the Discovery Playmates figures. So we've seen Saru and Captain Burnham. We haven't seen anything from Picard yet that I know of, but they're coming. All the lines, all the toys are coming. So next year.
So modeling of this type is something that I actually know quite a bit about.
There you go.
In 1999, I was tasked with trying to modernize how that was being done at the company that I was working for, plastics company, making plastic plates for like Halloween, Christmas, things like that. Okay. What was happening at the time is there would be a sketch made by the company who wanted to make whatever they wanted to make. They would have an artist do a sketch of it. They would fax that sketch to China, and some guy there would take a model clay thing of it and try to sculpt it as best he could from that 2D image he got on a fax. They would then ship that back here to the States, where a bunch of guys would look at it for a few hours in a conference room and mark up on it what they wanted changed with freaking Sharpies. And they would send it back, and the guy would make another one and send it back. And this was like a 4 to 5 month process to get a model that was correct. And then you would wind up having someone start to create a 3D model from scratch to be able to program everything off of it for molds or whatever else you wanted to do. That's what was being done back then. In 99, I was given the task of trying to figure out a way to speed that up. And even then, it was basically taking a 2D image or a cartoon image of some kind, bringing it into your modeling software and creating the model from scratch right there. And I wound up having people standing over my shoulders for hours telling me where to push, pull, and change things. So at this point...
Was your first suggestion overnight shipping?
Yeah, no shit. No shit. No kidding. But no, I mean, nowadays it's a totally different deal where you can literally take that sketch. So you just want to take that sketch, you can bring it into the software, and you can actually extrude out your solids from the sketch, directly from the sketch. I don't even have to draw over it anymore. I can just extrude right from it. You can extrapolate what it looks like in 3D, and then you can push and go from there. So even if you don't have a solid model like you or a model for the CGI that you would have from the show, you would still have a very streamlined, very quick way of being able to do it, even if it was just 2D animation. So if you're trying to make something out of lower decks, you could still do that very quickly just by taking a couple of different images of Boimler, putting them in there, and letting it do its thing, and then push-pull from that from your different views. It's really quick. When you know what you're doing anyway, it's really quick. It's not hard anymore.
Do you think that they'll make 2 Boimlers and call one the Evil Twin and just change the packaging? It's the exact same toy.
Well, they should, because there are 2 Boimlers.
Right, they should, and that would be hilarious.
And people his hair on the other side.
Yeah,
that's it. Like it's other than that, it's the exact same.
Well, if they do that, here's where they've always messed up merch with Trek, right? If they're gonna do that, they should only make like 10 evil Boimlers, period.
No.
Make them rare.
You obviously do not. No, you do not know the history.
You're stepping into Dan's playhouse.
Yeah, I am.
The downfall of the original Playmates line was they released 3 figures, were super exclusive. It was I think it was Tasha Yar from Yesterday's Enterprise, Picard from Tapestry, and Barclay Projections, which was a Voyager episode when there was like a Barclay hologram from like Jupiter Station or something. And the promotion was that there were only 1,701 of each of these. 1701 for the for the Enterprise. And there was a huge backlash because you officially could not collect them all. Only 1,701 people could collect them all. And that's when a lot of people checked out. And they tried to fix it a year later. They released a gift pack that had all 3 of them in one gift pack, and they mass produced it, so everybody who wanted to catch up could buy this gift pack. Except you have completists who, no, I have to have every one, so I have to have the gift pack and I have to have the single figure. So you still couldn't collect them all, and they took a lot of shit for it, and they lost a lot for it. So that suggestion, no, if they do that, they'll just be repeating history. So I hope they do
fair enough.
But I mean, they do that with like Funko Pops, and other lines have chase variants. Like,
yeah, and it's really difficult to get all of the
less
Funko
than
Pops.
2,000. I mean, that's a minuscule amount.
Yeah,
there's Funko Pops that literally there's only 6 of them.
But I mean, literally all of them belong in the trash, so it's fine.
So it's not something that Dan
is. Why anybody?
Yeah, it's not something Dan wants. Therefore, it's okay.
Right behind me.
Yeah,
I've got Justin Timberlake and Britney Spears.
Ooh, those are worth some money.
I have 0.
Are they?
They are
0.
Go look those up on eBay.
I have.
All right.
And then report
0
back and
Funko
tell me
Pops.
how wrong I am. I think some of the Funko Pops are worth money. I remember seeing that on eBay.
Yeah, I had one that was worth quite a bit of money, and I sold it.
Yeah.
At a CM Punk.
They're the new Beanie Babies. Is what
they are the new Beanie Babies.
Is that how you got your startup fund for all of your GME stonk aping on Wall Street bets?
There's been an image, a meme going around a lot in those groups, and it's a McDonald's application, and it says "Welcome back to work, Diamond Hands."
Yeah, exactly. That's hysterical.
Yeah, it's true. It's very true. There are a lot of people that, like, I've noticed in the groups, there's a lot of people talking about they're getting jobs again, it's just so that they can buy the dip.
Yep.
Yeah. All
Idiots.
right. So that's the toys. But my last story is not a story. It's just something I came across, and I thought it was hilarious, so I wanted to read it to you guys. It's from Red Shirts Always Die. This is a Star Trek fan theory. It's completely bonkers, and I wanted to run it by you guys. So this comes by the way of Reddit, because all great theories on the internet come from Reddit. And the theory is this, that in Star Trek the Motion Picture, V'ger actually assimilates the Enterprise and thereby Kirk. Due to this assimilation, Kirk is in a Matrix-like scenario being kept alive, living out his adventures. That's why everything got far more outlandish with the remaining films, and eventually Kirk dies in Generations because he dies in the simulation.
I mean, it's a theory.
Well, then that would make Picard part of Kirk's simulation, and therefore all of his adventures didn't actually occur. And everyone he's ever crossed over with, then their adventures didn't actually occur. So this theory invalidates about 92% of Star Trek. No thanks.
But it does unshackle them from canon.
True.
So
that's true. And if there's anything Star Trek needs more of, it's unshackling from canon.
Oh man, I got a couple of things to go over for that. So
yeah, we'll go over that in the show. Yeah.
But
what do you think of the theory, Chad?
Nah, I mean it's a fun theory. It's a fun rabbit hole to go down, but no. So
yeah, I that's how I take all fan theories.
Yeah,
they're just fun rabbit holes.
Yeah.
I mean, if Kirk is like in a Matrix robe, like the giant leather coat, and he's just wandering around with phasers and bullet time, yes.
So does that mean that T.J. Hooker is just like another one of his fantasies?
Well,
in there,
T.J. Hooker is a holodeck program, just like Cheers is.
Yeah.
And Boston Legal.
Yeah, oh man, I love Boston Legal. I could rewatch that show.
Does that make Spock his Morpheus?
Maybe.
Because I could see that.
Yeah. So one other news thing that I wanted to talk about real quick before we get into feedback.
Yeah.
We got some information drops about Picard, which comes out. That's next week, isn't it?
Something like that.
I'm pretty sure it's next, isn't it? Because it's.
I'll look it up right now.
Let's look it up because I'm pretty sure Picard and Discovery's next episode both drop on the same freaking day. Which I don't know.
I'm looking it up.
That's a lot, but
March 3rd.
Yeah, so it is. They drop on the same day. Okay. So we did learn a little bit about how this season's going to start from some drops, some little sneak peeks over the last couple of days. And one of the things that dropped was this season starts, or at least it looks like anyway, it starts 1 year after the last episode that we saw in Picard. So we've skipped a year later. And somehow Rios is captain of the Stargazer, and Agnes, or whatever her name is, the doctor who was responsible for killing people, is his medical officer on that ship. I have no freaking idea how that happens, but that's
Stargazer. Is it the same Stargazer? Or,
no, it's a redone
like the
Stargazer
B.
I don't know.
Okay.
It looks the bridge, the not the bridge, but the top of the ship anyway. The saucer section looks like it's more Voyager shaped. Because that's all the images they released was kind of a sweep over where you could see the name tag right in front of where the bridge is at. So I don't know. I can't tell. We'll see what it looks like when we see the whole thing. But and who knows? Maybe it's a dream sequence. Maybe it's a time loop thing. And who knows? But
they did say we would have multiple timelines.
They did say. Well, yeah, we're expecting that. So, but it does. I mean, it looks like though this whole thing kicks off a year after the last season. So.
Okay.
But I thought that was interesting.
Rios is he's the captain of the Stargazer. So question: this season, will we see Rios engage in the Picard maneuver in this new Stargazer?
Oh yeah,
what do you think?
For sure.
Which one? The one with his shirt or the one with the warping the ship?
You better be the shirt.
I say the ship.
Yeah,
should be. He's going to do the. They're going to do the Picard maneuver. That's going to be one of their callbacks.
Should be. I don't know. I'm excited for that. So I'll be able to watch that. I'll be able to watch that Thursday night. So I'm going to Detroit this week, and then on Saturday I'm going to Germany. So I'm going to be out for 2 weeks, guys.
Oh wow!
Won't be around next weekend, so you'll have to do the first episode of Picard without me. I won't be around the week after that because I'm still on the road, coming back.
On the road again.
Wow.
On the road again. Yep.
Yeah.
So
it's just you and me, Dan.
Yep.
All right.
You'll get the kickoff.
Yeah,
You'll get the kickoff. Oh yeah, I'm sure you guys do great. So
yeah,
you'll have less hate mail with me without me on the show. All right. We ready to get back into the feedback?
Yeah, let's get into feedback.
All right, here we go.
Hailing frequencies. Open.
Boo. And we got a lot of feedback. Daniel, you want to start? I mean, there's a lot.
Well, you want to get into the thing, and then we'll get into the fun stuff?
Yeah, let's go ahead and address that first. Let me go pull up my email. So I got an email, and then Daniel got the same email, and then we got yet another email. So we've got multiple emails that came in based off of some comments we made about vegans in our conversation about the television show that Kevin Costner's on Paramount.
Yosemite.
Yellowstone.
Whatever.
I was going to say Tombstone. That's not it either.
It's about frozen pizza.
It's about frozen pizza, yeah. God, where is this email now? Now I can't find it. Gosh. Oh, there it is. So, this comes from... I'm not going to read his email address. Anyway, he says his name's Matt. So anyway, he says, guys, I love your podcast and have listened to it for years, but this last one was not enjoyable. If I want to hear a bunch of beard bros crack jokes about vegans and animal cruelty, I can listen to sports radio. The argument about eating meat and animal cruelty was nothing to do with killing insects or bacteria, and you guys know it. It's about killing creatures that are intelligent and self-aware. There are intelligent, good people on both sides of that issue. Regardless of what you think about the issue, be honest about what's really being discussed and don't belittle the other side's arguments by misrepresenting it. Yes, you can always find one nutcase who argues that grass is self-aware, but that's not the point most animal welfare people make about eating meat. Please stick to Star Trek and don't use your show as a platform to unfairly mock people with different views about society. Personally, I think that's about as far from what Star Trek is about as anything can be, and I would have hoped the guys doing my favorite Trek podcast would know better. I'm afraid you lost a long-time listener today. So I responded to him and said, well, we're going to be reading that on the show and discussing it. Take your points and go from there. Sorry to lose you. That's it. I mean, I can't please everybody. I'm not going to make everybody happy, and I'm not going to try either. With that said, guys, what do you think? I mean...
Here's the thing about this show. This show is 1,000% unscripted. Okay, the only time I ever have anything that I'm referring to is when we do a starship draft, or when we're gonna write an imaginary episode or something like that. Okay, the other times I hop in this van and it's me, my phone, my headset, and my beard, because I'm a beard bro. So the things that happen on this show, they're completely organic. And that I think is what people like about this show. That's what people tell me they like about this show. That the draw of this show is it's not scripted. It's not completely planned out. It's three guys, it's three buddies sitting down, talking, that we go off on tangents. Okay, this whole thing came about because I was talking about the shitty burger that I got at Dave & Buster's. We weren't even talking about Star Trek. I was talking about taking my son to Dave & Buster's, and that the burger was terrible. And Daniel said, was it a Boca burger or a
whatever?
Yeah, was it a
Beyond
burger?
Meat? Yeah, Beyond Meat burger.
Yeah. Okay, so my point is, this isn't a talk show. Chad's not Tucker Carlson, though he wants to be sometimes.
It's not wrong.
Chad's not Tucker Carlson. Daniel's not Rachel Maddow. I'm not Sean Hannity. Okay, that's not what this is. This is three guys sitting around having an organic conversation, and sometimes we make jokes, and sometimes they're funny, and sometimes maybe they're not funny.
All of my jokes are funny.
But I kind of look at it this way. You go to a party with your friends, okay, and maybe you know half the people there, maybe half the people you don't, because there's friends and then there's friends of friends, and you might have 15 different conversations that night, and 12 of them are enjoyable, 3 of them are not. Are you gonna not go to parties anymore because of that?
Yeah.
No, you still go to the party. I mean, everybody goes to Thanksgiving dinner, and Dad does something inappropriate, or Dad says something you think is inappropriate. Are you gonna not go to Thanksgiving next year? Oh, you're gonna go to Thanksgiving. So, I mean, I don't want to lose a listener. Never want to lose a listener.
No.
But I don't think, I went back and re-listened to that portion of the show, and I don't think anybody was making fun of animal cruelty. Nobody was saying that it's cool to hurt animals. But
no, and I wasn't making fun of those who decide to be vegans either. I have a lot of friends that are vegans.
Yeah.
Well, only one, I guess.
I have friends that are vegans.
And I make fun of him all the time.
Too,
but I mean...
I make fun of them to their face if they tell me to fuck off. But we're still friends because that's what friends do. So
I think this is I think that's the point that's missed.
I think part of it also was, and I don't think you realized at the time, because again, this show is not scripted.
Yeah.
But you gave that very same monologue either the episode before, 2 episodes before, because what you were saying, I remember hearing you say that before. So, from my point of view and Daniel's point of view, I talk to you every day. So to hear you say the same thing twice, I had 12 conversations in between 2 conversations that were the same. to the show who doesn't interact with you every day. From their point of view, Jesus, every time I listen to Chad, he's going on and on about this vegan thing. So I think that's kind of perceived frequency of it. I think added.
And I think with that in mind, I think there are a lot of like political
But again,
digs,
this is
and I think that doesn't help.
No, so I mean, there's that. Dan, you bring up a very good point that I've actually not really thought about. So I take that as a very good point. I don't know why I hadn't thought about this before, but the frequency that the three of us talk is every day, all the time.
Yeah.
And so we know what we're talking about, and we know each other fairly well, even though we haven't met in person. We know each other very well. So you guys know that I really don't have anything against someone who's vegan. I could care less. You eat what you want, and that's your thoughts, that's your patterns. Whatever you want to do, I don't care. Doesn't harm me. Doesn't harm somebody else. Then go for it. But the listeners might not know that because they're only hearing what they hear on this show. They don't hear the same types of conversations that the three of us have offline, if you will. So, no, that's a fair point. And no, I have nothing against anybody who decides to go vegan. I don't hold it against you. I like I said, I really don't care. I just find and when it comes to political stuff, sometimes I do talk about it, and maybe I do go a little too far, because I find it kind of hilarious sometimes on both sides of the aisle. This is famously why I've left social media. I can't stand either side, left or right, anymore, because the arguments made for either case are just so freaking stupid at this point. So arguments for veganism, arguments against veganism, arguments for meat, arguments against meat. It's all dumb. It's just food. Yeah. So, and people get their panties all in a bunch. And Matt, if you got yours in a bunch, that's life. If we've lost you as a listener, then that makes me sad. But also, I mean, what am I going to do? I'm not going to stop just speaking my mind. There will, like we've said before, there will be things that we probably shouldn't tread on, and I think we've done a decent job of that. But it is what it is.
I was vegan for a year. It was pretty delicious.
Yeah,
there's actually a lot of really good food out there that's vegan. Like technically, everybody or just about everybody loves chips and salsa, and that's vegan.
Exactly. Oh, my buddy down in Wichita, he's a salesman in the same team that I'm on, so we travel around quite a bit. He's all vegetarian, and sometimes when we go and eat, I mean, when we're going to go meet up, I'm looking online specifically, which restaurants he can go to that we can go to together, and then I'll just eat vegan with them from the standpoint of it is healthier. And when you're on the road, man, you have limited options of eating healthy.
That's true.
So that is one thing that I've actually kind of started doing a little bit when I'm with him, just to make sure that, I don't overeat the shit. So,
or you could be like me and just not eat.
Yeah, I can't do that. I've tried. God, I've tried. And I just love food so much. It's really difficult. Yeah. I do love food. Yeah. So, Dan, we lost your video.
It can be rough sometimes, man.
Yeah, it is. But
it can
anyway,
be rough.
Honestly, on that topic, that's all I got to say. I think I've made
that's all that needs to be said.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, unfortunately.
Yeah. So I put up in our Facebook group and everywhere else just like I do my dumb questions, and so I put up the 3 Batman that we're going to see this year, right? Because we're going to see 2 in the Flash movie, and then Robert Pattinson Sparklebat is coming.
We're going to see
this week.
We're going to see 2 in the Flash movie.
Flash movie. Yeah, we're supposed to get Keaton and we're supposed to get Affleck in that one.
Really?
And that, yeah.
See, when I saw the trailer for The Flash just the other day, and I only saw a snippet of it in passing, I was really surprised that movie was even getting made. I thought they canceled that guy.
No, it's being made.
Huh.
His whole situation went down like long ago. Everybody's forgotten.
Well, yeah, I'm sure that's normally what happens sometimes, but I mean, I don't know what he did. But
yeah, he did something else recently. Like he made some weird video calling out like a specific branch of the KKK. Like I don't know what's up with that.
Okay.
Yeah. Nobody knows as far as I know.
All right.
Whatever.
All right.
Anyways,
I don't care.
So yeah, there's Keaton, there's Affleck, and there's Robert Pattinson, and which is your favorite Batman of 2022. And it's funny, nobody picked Pattinson. We got votes for Keaton and we got votes for Affleck.
I love
There's
Keaton.
quite a few votes for Batman the Animated Series. So maybe you didn't understand the question.
Maybe not.
And then there was one for Adam West. So, yeah. All great answers because all Batman are beautiful.
Yeah,
but,
I'm looking for that. Does come out this week too. Damn, there's a lot going to happen this week, and I'm not going to see any of it.
Okay. So when I first started my weight loss, right, I have this shirt. I've had it for about years.
Yeah.
And I looked at it and I thought, well, hopefully, if I lose enough weight, I'll be able to wear that shirt at the movie.
look
Also,
at
you have to remember, 10 years or 10 months ago, we really didn't know when this thing was going to come out because of the way the world was. So it wasn't just my weight loss. It was, when the hell is this going to come out?
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so it fits, and now I can go see the movie, and the movie comes out this week, and I'm stoked.
Awesome. Good timing for you.
Yeah, it all worked out.
You look great, by the way. I'm so proud of you, man.
Yeah.
You've done such a fantastic
I feel really
job.
good.
I bet you do. You do.
Yeah.
Good work.
Yeah. So.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going with friends on Friday to go see Batman.
All right. Cool. What other feedback do we got? Do we have? I haven't even looked at the coffee account yet.
I had to change my whole setup. Sorry about that.
Oh, okay.
It's all right. You sound
It's
okay.
all right.
But yeah, let me just circle back for a second. So, I mean, I don't want to change the unscripted nature of the show. I think that would change the flavor of the show.
Yeah.
I think maybe we can be a little more mindful of what we say, but we're going to slip up from time to time, and I hope people can accept that and come to the next party and come to the next thing.
Yeah.
So that's all I have to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can
I like that phrasing.
We can still all be friends, even though we have differing views and opinions, because we can be civil. That's called being adults.
I'll bring the guacamole.
And just so everybody knows, Dan does a great job of reeling me in. He sends me texts behind the scenes in almost every episode telling me to either A, don't say that, or B, stop talking. So the moderation is actually on par. Don't worry, everybody.
Oh.
All right.
So, Dan, which is your favorite Batman of 2022?
Well,
Affleck?
Here's
Keaton? Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I haven't seen Robert Pattinson. I haven't.
Yeah.
So it's unfair.
Yeah.
Right.
I have high hopes for it. I think it looks really good.
I think so too.
As a kid, I really liked Michael Keaton.
Oh yeah.
But just in the first film, I was never ever a fan of Batman Returns. I'm still not. I think Batman versus Superman and both Justice Leagues are absolute dumpster fires. However, I did like Ben Affleck as Bruce Wayne. So,
yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like he was the most compelling Bruce Wayne.
Well, I think you're right. And I think it's kind of funny that, I love Christian Bale and I love those three movies so much. He was a great Batman, but he wasn't that good of a Bruce Wayne. Right? Because every time I saw him, I thought American Psycho. But anyway, I thought he was a great Batman. His Bruce Wayne was okay. But Ben Affleck's Batman...
They didn't really do a lot with his Bruce Wayne.
They didn't. They did, but they didn't. But on the other end of it, Ben Affleck's Bruce Wayne I thought was fantastic, and his Batman was so-so.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of interesting. We'll see if they can marry these two together and get a young Robert Pattinson that can actually do it correctly. Who knows?
We never see here. Here's the other thing. Ben Affleck is the only out of the three of them. He's the only DC Universe Batman. The rest depicted Batman as Batman doing Batman things with Batman villains and Batman allies.
Yep.
And Ben Affleck was, Batman of the Justice League, which really are it's two different things.
Yeah, it is.
One is flying spaceships and teleporting and all kinds of craziness, and the other one's throwing smoke pellets so he can disappear behind the dumpster in the alley. It's really different. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I like the casting of Affleck. I think he did good for what he had, but I feel the same way about Henry Cavill. Like, what they did with Superman wasn't the best, but he himself is really great as Superman.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Dan
disagrees.
Yeah, I like Henry Cavill. So if he wasn't already
I would have liked a different Flash, though.
Yeah, I would have liked a different. I don't care for what's his Ezra Miller. I don't really care for him.
Ezra Miller.
Yeah, I don't really care for him. If they hadn't have put Henry Cavill as Superman first, he would have made a great Batman.
Yeah,
he would have, and he's doing an awesome job as The Witcher. I mean, that show is fantastic. So.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Oh, you got to watch that.
I like
no.
In general. I know I've said this before, but I think he is one of the most underrated actors of our time. I know Chad hates this movie, but I recently, last week I was homesick. I rewatched the 2014 RoboCop, and he is the villain in that, and he's great. He's fantastic.
And I didn't get who you said the name was. You say Michael Keaton, or did you say
Michael Keaton?
Yeah,
I think he's he's one of the most our time.
Yeah, he's fantastic. I haven't seen him in anything that I didn't like at all, ever. I'd have to think about it hard.
You know, I said I wasn't a fan of Batman Returns. I rewatched it maybe like 6 months ago. And because I wasn't a fan of it, I didn't watch it 100 times as a kid. Like I watched Batman 89 100 times as a kid.
Yeah.
And I kind of laughed at some of the lines that, you know, because of the delivery of Michael Keaton. There's a point where Alfred is talking to him about I think it was when the Batmobile got damaged, and they're talking about repairing it, and Alfred says, we can't just send it to any body shop for security reasons. And he says something like, you know, oh, suddenly you're worried about security? Who let Vicky Vale into the Batcave? I'm just down here doing my work. And I look up, oh, hey, what's up, Vic? But he totally delivered it. Like Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
He's such a smart ass. It's great. Yeah.
Do you know that Keaton is not his real last name, and he couldn't use his real last name?
I think his last name is Fox.
No.
No? Okay.
It's his real name is Michael Douglas.
Yes.
But he wasn't able to use it because Michael Douglas already is out there.
Oh, that's funny.
Well, that's why you have all these juniors, and you have all these middle initials that are always used, you know, like Michael J. Fox, Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny. I never knew that. Oh, his phone fell over.
Yeah.
Now he's sideways.
Oh, I was muted, and I hit the back button. So
okay.
I'll mute so I can cough.
Yeah. I think the new Batman looks great, and I'm excited, and I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm excited too. I have no idea when I'm going to be able to watch it at this point. Is it coming? Yeah. Is it being released in Germany? Maybe I'll have time then. I don't know.
I think so. I think pretty internationally.
I think it's already like sold out. Like the first day is all sold out.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, it probably is. I still haven't seen SpiderMan No Way Home. I know.
Well, go see it in German.
Yeah.
Sprechen Sie Deutsch. All I know how to do in German right now is
go see it.
Brot und Wasser, bitte. That's it. That's all I know how to. Bread and water. That way I don't starve.
Movies.
So.
Yeah. Go today. What are you doing? You got nothing. Go.
Oh, well, unfortunately, I do have things to do today, and then tomorrow is the funeral for my grandma. Right before I go out of town for 2 weeks. So, yeah, we got a lot going on. So, grandma did pass. That's why we missed the show last week because we weren't sure what was going on. Then she wound up passing. So,
sorry, buddy.
Just a few days later. So, yep.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, it's a tough week. Tough last week and a half, but it's life. You know, I mean,
yeah,
it's life. Only two things that everybody have in common: death and taxes. So we all experience it.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, okay, not to bring it down.
Let's get to the main topic.
Sucked all the air out of this meeting.
Yeah.
All right.
Indeed.
Let's go into the topic. Here's the clip.
Talking about Star Trek in this week's topic.
the Star Trek in this week's topic.
All right, and of course, this week's topic is the last 2 episodes of Discovery. Wah, wah. I got so much to say about these 2 episodes; it's unbelievable. So let's just start with one from 2 weeks ago, and let's talk about canon and how they just don't care. They cloaked and jumped at the same freaking time, even though like 2 episodes before they said they couldn't do that. So
yeah,
they're shackled.
They're unshackled.
That's right.
So over the last 2 episodes, basically what's happened is they've figured out what the DME is. It's a mining barge. They want to go and try and talk to the people who made the DME. First contact's going to be established by Burnham. Booker says, screw that. I'm going to take Tarka. We're going to go blow it up. They try to get there to the DME zone first to stop Tarka and talk him down. That's unsuccessful. Booker doesn't actually, but the Tarka does launch his weapon by teleporting it directly into the center of the damn thing, because apparently there's no such thing as interference from a 5 light year wide anomaly, and he can do that. So that's fun, right?
He is a genius.
He is a genius. So he's also an asshole genius, as we'll get to discover here. But that's okay. I kind of like the guy. I also don't believe a word he says. So anyway, he blows up the DME only to find out that instantly another DME forms. Oh, shit. And this one's different, and they can't do the exact same thing that fast. Take it out. It's got a different middle signature, whatever. It's a lot more energy being pumped out. And Tarka finds out...
It's like Doomsday. You can't kill it the same way twice.
Exactly. And Tarka finds out that the energy he needs isn't actually coming from the center of the DME. It's actually coming from outside the galactic barrier, which is where TenC lives in some other galaxy in a hyperbubble, whatever they call it. So that was 2 weeks ago. This week, we get them an entire episode that it takes them to leave the galactic barrier, and an entire episode of flashbacks of Tarka describing what an a-hole he is and how you shouldn't believe anything he says, even though he tries to tell Booker this is everything. Because didn't he at one point say that he's not from that universe? He's from a parallel universe? Yeah. So now he's telling Booker something different. And Booker's just going along with it like an idiot. He's a total noob. He has no... I don't understand why Booker would even listen to the guy anymore at this point.
He's still hurt emotionally. He's not thinking rationally.
This is a good point. I guess that's one thing you could say. But, I mean, they're trashing Booker's character, though, by this line of him going down this rabbit hole with Tarka and him going along with it and not seeing through any of it. They're totally... He's smarter than that. Emotional or not, at this point... He's backed away from the loss of his entire planet. He gets what's going on with the DME, as far as what Burnham's trying to do, and it just seems superficial that he's still going down this rabbit hole with Tarka. It just makes his character, again, like they've trashed Saru, now they're trashing Booker. It feels like that's my feelings.
Setting him up to kill him at the end because they're trashing him so he can have the redemption of sacrificing himself somehow to glow and talk to the DME or whatever.
Or that's how he kills Tarka and does that, right? And glows and does his Jedi mind trick on the DME people. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't see them killing him at this point. I know a lot of people talked about that. This is because Booker's going to die. No, I think Tarka's going to die and Booker's going to still be there, and that's how he's going to redeem himself in Burnham's eyes, which man.
So in my head, until they show us, anything to the against this, the TenC are all the Melmacians.
Melmacs.
Yes. It's just Alf not knowing what he's doing.
Yeah.
And just...
I just pulled the lever. I just pulled the lever thing.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
It's Gordon Shumway. At it again.
It's not malicious. It's incompetence.
I mean, I will say this about the last 2 episodes. At least they're putting some twists into it, right? I mean, at least they're doing that. So there's a few good things there from the standpoint of where is this going? I don't know. It's not.
And now we've got Saru's quest for booty.
I kind of like this storyline, but
it's very sweet. It's very sweet.
It is. And so I thought, though, where they screwed this up, though, is in the 2 episodes ago. It looked like that was going to go somewhere, and then he says something to her. And she completely acts like she's going to walk away from it and ignore it. And
oh my God, it's Saru's 90-day fiance.
Yeah, so it was so hard.
Be long distance.
Well, now they're working together.
Now they're working together, and he doesn't know what to do. I know. It's great. So I do like that. But in the last 2 episodes, they keep having these different scenes, though, where they're trying like hell to bring in the rest of the crew on the bridge. They're actually starting to give them lines and have conversations and have arguments about things and go back and forth. But there's no weight behind it because this is the first time we're getting to hear their thoughts and opinions on things. So
you know what finally hit me, because there was a couple conversations about our feelings again, and especially with Burnham and the president. Right?
Oh yeah,
and it finally hit me why maybe we don't like it. And it's because it's the same conversation every time. It's, I know you feel bad and you feel alone, but you're not alone. We're here with you, and we're going to work together. Every time they talk about their feelings, that's the conversation.
It is. It's over and over and over again. So that's part of what gets exhausting. I mean,
yeah.
Therapy in itself is a very needed thing.
Yeah.
So you needing to be able to express your feelings and tell people how you feel and open that up and get that off your chest is that's why it's called therapy. It's very therapeutic. It's something that you need to do. It's something that everybody somehow, some way, however you do it, whether you're going to a therapist, you're talking to a friend, we're sitting around doing this kind of thing. This is my therapy. So it's all a very needed thing, but it's also an exhausting thing.
Right.
It really is exhausting. And so when you're watching someone go through that over and over and over again, and it eats up a huge portion of the show, it gets exhausting. It gets tiring.
Yeah.
And some of it's needed. I get that. That's part of how character development goes. But man, nothing spoke volumes like at the end of this episode when Burnham and the president are talking. And and Burnham's like, how come you made that? The president's like, how come you let me make that address to the crew about the DME going to Earth and Navarre versus you making that address? Which, by the way, that makes no sense. I'll get to that in a second. And Burnham's like, well, because you're the president, and they need to know she says, you're their president.
This is something that bothered me about this episode.
Oh, man.
She's not the president. She tells the admiral, I'm transferring power to the vice president because I need to go on this mission because I was an ambassador for X number of years and I'm the most skilled person.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
that's fair.
There aren't 2 presidents. There can't be 2 presidents. So if she transfers power to the vice president and then hops on Discovery, okay, there is no you're in charge of this, I'm in charge of... You're an ambassador now.
Yep.
You're not in... You're in charge of negotiations. This is my ship. I run the ship. I make all the decisions. You can't have it both ways.
Oh, no. She very much wants to have it both ways. But I love that line from Burnham, though, because she's so freaking cocky and arrogant that everything she does is right, that she literally says to that lady's face, you're their president, as in you're not mine. But then she like fixes it and goes, and you're my president, too. And then the president takes that as, oh, that's such an honor that Burnham likes me. You really, really like me. I mean, it's just, oh, Lord.
Well, technically, let's think about this. Technically, for a minute, she is a human born on Earth who is a citizen of Vulcan, which is now Navarre. Did they rejoin the Federation yet?
No. She's not. She's not a citizen of Navarre. She's half human, half Cardassian.
No. I'm talking about Michael Burnham.
Oh, Michael Burnham.
I thought Burnham was a Federation citizen.
She's a Federation citizen.
She's a Federation citizen because she was born on Earth and she was a Vulcan, but neither of them are part of the Federation at this time.
You're right.
Is she a citizen, or is she a citizen of Navarre, or is she a citizen of Earth?
Who knows?
Or does she have dual citizenship? I mean, what's the status here? What's
papers?
Status?
You're just basically going, the papers.
Where do you stay? No, and there was a scene, and I don't know if it was this episode or the one before, where this Earth Defense Force lady is there again. They're not. Earth is not a member of the Federation. What the fuck is she doing sitting there?
Because there's this coalition of.
Yeah, they invited everybody.
The mini United Nations now.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Remember, they added all the new layers of bureaucracy because
episode
they're sitting at the table. They're like, well, we consulted this and that and this and the special, whatever they called it. They made
whatever.
Well, and then Burnham even chimes in and goes, "Yeah, even my board wants to know what the hell's going on." I'm like, you're just the captain. Get the fuck out.
I like that nobody is thrown off that the ship talks. Like they're all just so used to it at this point.
Oh Lord, I
It's
mean,
what they call the ship for dusting.
Yeah,
like nasty yells at the ship. Man, he's like, I'm not gonna tell you again. Stop cleaning. Dude,
I wish that they had gotten like Joe Pesci out of retirement to be the voice of the ship.
Dane Cook. Just all of a sudden, let's play a little game. Let's play a little game. I'm gonna turn all the lights off.
Do a fan edit and just edit all the computer voices so it's Joe Pesci.
Yeah, there you go.
That'd be amazing.
That would be great. I do love Stamets in this last episode though, because he's so flippant and so just loosey goosey. Like, I don't know, maybe we can survive an extra 30 seconds. I'll try. I mean, I'm back here smoking shrooms. Yeah. I mean, he doesn't jump him in far enough to the edge by only a few light years. And Burnham's like, "Where's my extra 6 light years?" Go fuck yourself, Burnham. It's 6 light years.
Tell you what, once you get in the booth and you talk to the mushrooms,
but
you let me know.
Exactly. His response was like, "Well, we've never been here before, and it's not an exact science, although I can teleport us directly to an asynchronous orbit around a planet. I can't necessarily get us to the edge of the galaxy," which is also another gigantic effing MacGuffin that just they really should have ripped it to shreds or done something, because the way this galactic barrier looks and all these bubbles they came up with and all that bullshit kind of ticks me off. So there has been a ship that's been outside the galaxy before, right? Wasn't the Enterprise in one of their episodes outside the galaxy?
Yeah, I don't even know.
TOS.
Yeah, sounds right.
The very first, well, not the very first. It was the second pilot, where no man has gone before.
Yep.
Okay.
So I know it's a MacGuffin, and they came up with it way, way back in the past, but they could have had a chance to like maybe fix it, and they didn't. Instead, they made it worse, because like what lies at the edge of the solar system? Nothing. It's not really a bubble. You just enter interstellar space and you just pass right through it. Like it's just that's
the next one.
Yeah, exactly. So the same thing's true really for the galaxy, from one galaxy to the next. There's not this negative energy barrier filled with colorful psychedelic cells that we have to go from one to the other like a virus.
That's not what Dad saw the last time he was there.
Well, I mean, seriously though. I mean, it's just, I know, reel it in.
Yeah.
It's silly. It's
all silly, but I do like that they're trying something, right? They're gonna go send their diplomatic corps, and they're gonna try to like tell these guys, "Hey, it'd be nice if you knocked it off."
Yeah. Don't kill us. Go to another universe. Go get another galaxy. Go do that in another galaxy. Just don't do it in the Milky Way.
Yeah. They did. Was it in this episode or the one before where they brought up the fact that like, if that's their mining equipment, what are their weapons like? Like,
yeah,
they're woefully underpowered compared to these people. So,
and they're going to go to a planet that's just outside the bubble, and they expect to be able to talk to them. How? They haven't figured that out yet either. So that'll be interesting. So
yeah, because the universal translator probably won't work.
Right. They had that discussion with Dadmiral.
Yeah, Dadmiral. He knows what's up.
Yep, he knows what's up. So
yeah.
I mean,
I saw this with the mummy once. I know.
So I do give him kudos for at least there's a little bit of what's going to happen. Anything can happen, and it's not obvious, right? I mean, there's other than Booker's going to try to sacrifice himself, and somehow Tarka's going to die. I mean, there's that.
Oh, okay. So here we go. The Melmacians are going to want to eat Grudge.
Oh.
And Booker ain't having it.
Yeah.
And so he that's why he takes them out.
We haven't seen Grudge lately. Last 2 episodes, Grudge wasn't in them.
Well,
I'm sure he's around somewhere in his little cat pen, but
Grudge is a girl. She's a queen.
Yep, she's a queen. She's the queen.
That's right.
She's only contracted for 13 episodes. So
how many more episodes do we have?
They're waiting around her because she had coronavirus.
She wasn't allowed on set contractually.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
With her little cat mask.
Oh, they kicked her off because she wouldn't keep the mask on. Yeah.
Right. She wouldn't get.
I'm gonna get hate mail for that.
Yeah.
I'm an anti-vaxxer now. Just for saying that.
Yeah.
See, I can't help it. I got a needle. I got a needle. Yeah, exactly. The Melmacians try to eat Grudge. So
like cartoons with like the big babe and like forks and knives, and they're just chasing
I'm gonna look it up real quick and see how many episodes we have left. Because I don't know. I'm gonna go look at the Wikipedia.
I think it's 2. I think it's next week and then the week after. Because Picard had like a 2-week overlap.
Oh, was that it?
Yeah, it was something like that.
So Tarka's cellmate, the other scientist.
Yeah, the guy from Battlestar Galactica.
Oh, who is that?
He's one of the guys from Battlestar Galactica, like one of the side characters.
Oh, really? I didn't.
Yeah.
Huh.
So,
I didn't know that.
Was anyone else expecting their friendship to blossom into a romance? Did anybody else? No.
No, I mean, it could, but I don't know. I think it's just more of a two guys who are geniuses, and they don't have the ability to be able to share that with, or who understands or can kind of keep up, right? So
I took it more like, remember when Miles was in the mine prison with that one dude that he killed?
Yeah.
I took it more like a situation like that, where like they had nobody else, and that's what drew them close to each other.
Yep.
Well, knowing that it's this show and it's not Deep Space Nine and it's 2022, it's not 1997. The two of them
it's possible.
Laying there at night, staring at the ceiling, talking about math together because they're both in love with math. I fully expected like a super woke moment where these two fall in love, but I guess Star Trek keeps you guessing.
Yeah. And if they do, if there's a moment like that with a flashback, then whatever. Okay, whatever. I don't care.
I mean, it's possible.
It's possible. I don't think they were leading towards that, but if they do, whatever. So
it's just funny that like I look for these things now.
Yeah.
Things to happen now, or I look, not that I expect them to happen, but I notice like, hey, they could do this here, where they wouldn't do that in the past, and then you wouldn't look for it.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah, and I think it gives them more avenues for storyline. Like then they could, depending on the nature of that relationship, they can switch it around. But
so who the hell is Tarka? Is he really from this universe, or is he from a different parallel universe? Is he really told Booker everything? Is that really all the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth? I don't believe it for 1 second. But you guys don't either?
Yeah. No, I don't believe it at all. I think the truth's going to end up being that he's just a scientist who found out about the EDM and he wants to learn more about it, and that's it.
What, the EDM, the electronic dance music?
Yeah.
What if he is species TenC? And he's there specifically to see how they react to things.
I mean, why would he want to blow it up? To replace it with the stronger one?
Yeah. Well, I think I don't think it's a matter of he wanted to blow it up to see if they would replace it with a stronger one. I think it's a matter of he sees what the Federation's doing. And so he's trying to be in the antithesis of that, the exact opposite, to see how they react and to see how far either side would be willing to go to try to see both sides of quote-unquote human. Because who was he before he suddenly showed up in this season, right? He was working for the Federation. He was one of their lead scientists, and he was working on what? Alternative methods of travel.
Propulsion, right?
Propulsion. And then they put him on the Spore Project as soon as Discovery showed up, right? And so some of his backstory could really be there, but then again, maybe not. I mean, when was that? When did they put him on that? When did all these things happen? He kept saying he kept coming back to that colony or that camp every year. Well, how many years has it been? Has it only been a couple of years? Has he pulled the wool over the Federation's eyes? Obviously, because he ain't who he says he is. I don't buy that for a second.
Yeah. No, he's lying to them for sure.
Oh yeah. Constantly.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's part of the twist, right? That he's going to be
who he is going to be, if anything, and whether or not he lives or dies. I like his character. I do. I like those characters who are somewhat bad, but also for good reasons. You know, kind of like season 1, Lorca. Kind of bad, but for okay reasons. I liked Lorca. So.
So how many?
More we just go ahead, Dan. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to ask how many episodes are left.
3 more. There's 11, 12, and 13. That was 10.
So, is it in the 13th episode that Captain Tilly's going to fly to the rescue with a crew comprised completely of cadets?
Oh, Red Squad.
Red Squad.
Red Squad. Oh, Red Squad with a ginger as the captain. Okay, that's a little too on the nose.
And Nick Locarno.
It's Red's Squad.
Yeah, right. Plural.
Yeah,
with Nick Locarno.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't see her coming back. I think she's done.
Well, she said she's coming back at some point. But,
Oh, did she this season or just?
The actress said at some point she's coming back. She didn't necessarily specify which season.
Okay, because they are going to have one. Go ahead.
Yeah, what's his name? Lorca has also said that he's coming back, and he said that after season 1.
Yeah.
So there's that.
He's the TenC. It's Lorca.
Yeah, the whole time, someone's going to pull up that sign from season 1. Find Prime Lorca, and here he is. He's going to be in the bubble. He's TenC.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh Lord, that would be stupid. I like the idea of Tarka being from TenC, being a species from TenC, and maybe he's a little bit of medical trickery to make him look the way he does, but whatever.
Well, the more we talk about him, the more I'm starting to wonder if, like, in the writers' room, they were like, Loki's really popular. We need our own Loki. And then they wrote him.
Yeah. He does have a little bit of those vibes, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Because he's smart. I mean, that's the thing you love about Loki. He's very smart, but he can do dumb things sometimes, right? And he's evil, but he's also not just he's evil for his own nefarious reasons, but he's not really an evil guy, if that makes sense. Right. So,
what do they say in what is that? The Wreck-It Ralph? I'm a bad guy, but that doesn't mean I'm a bad guy.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna wreck it because that's what I'm supposed to do, not because I'm a bad guy, but that's just what I'm supposed to do. That's kind of like Loki.
Yeah,
I'm a bad guy, but I'm not a bad guy.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. That's funny. But I do like his character, Tarka's character. It's intriguing.
It's intriguing. It's different for sure. So that's cool.
Well, they've actually done character development, right? They've actually done character development with somebody who's not Burnham. It's a miracle. It's an absolute miracle. So, I mean, they've done it for Saru, although they screwed it up. They're doing it for Booker, although they've screwed that up. They've kind of done it for the President and Admiral, but unfortunately, they've made both of them disciples of Burnham. So,
for Dr. Colbert, and then we've stopped talking about that apparently.
We have stopped talking about that, and they stopped showing them in the same freaking scenes. Like, you only see something from them in different scenes. Like, they're never together anymore. It's weird. And so when you hear in this last episode, when you hear Wilson Cruz, Colbert, talk about Stamets, I don't know, I didn't feel the gravitas of his love for him, because the only time we've seen them together recently is when they've been arguing about things. I think there was one episode where we had one scene with them in the last couple of weeks, and that was it so far. Do what?
We need more toothbrushing with him.
Yeah, toothbrushing with the Stamets and Culbers.
For sure, we need that.
Yeah, we do. Yeah. So, I mean, I poo-hoo this show all the time, but there are some decent characters on it. They just keep screwing them up. They can't help themselves. So, but
hopefully Space Loki can figure it out, and we'll get a good ending.
Yeah,
and for sure Booker's dying. I mean, there's totally setting that up.
Okay, so you think Booker's gonna die?
Oh,
I think dead. I think he's gonna live, but Tarka's gonna die. Dan, where do you stand on that?
Yeah, Booker's gonna die. They're both gonna die.
You think they're both gonna? Ooh, okay.
Ooh,
so now we've got all three positions.
So
yeah.
Booker's gonna die. Tarka's gonna die, and Tilly's coming back with a ship full of kids.
She's coming on the Space Magic School Bus.
Yep.
There you go. Oh, she even has the hair for the Magic School Bus lady.
Exactly.
It's
that's
perfect.
Right, yeah.
Oh man, you need to use that image for the show. For the tile image. Yeah. All right. Well, I guess we'll see in the next couple of weeks how this plays out. I don't, I'll have to follow along what you guys talk about as you do the show.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll have to do that over on Skype, by the way, because you won't. I don't know. You guys have to figure that out.
Yeah, we'll have to do it on Skype.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else we want to talk about for the last two episodes? I mean, they weren't horrible, they weren't great, but they weren't completely head smashing. So.
Yeah. No, I'm excited to see what Picard brings because we're gonna have 2 episodes to review next week, Dan. We'll have Picard and we'll have Discovery.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
Cool. I can't wait to listen.
And Batman, if you go see it. So.
If I can swing it, I'm gonna go see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was a little disappointed. The one review that I saw, it's pretty violent, so I probably won't be taking my son.
That doesn't sound like it's a kid's film.
No.
Yeah.
Which is kind of sad, but.
Yeah. But also, I mean, maybe it'll be a good film. If they made Batman with Robert Pattinson as PG, would you really like? Oh shit! No, that's how I'd feel about it. It's like, oh great.
Here's the thing: you walk down the toy aisle at Target, and there's the Batman stuff all over the place.
Yeah.
So you're gonna market your merchandise to 6-year-olds. You should make it a movie that a 6-year-old can watch. Marvel doesn't have this.
Yeah.
That's a fair point.
Well, and you can multiverse it, right? I mean, they've already said that with DC, so like you could have the a more kid-friendly Batman set of films too.
What they used to do a lot, they would release a direct-to-video animated movie around the same that a live-action movie would come out. Like, here, mom and dad are going to see whatever, but here's the DVD for the more kid-friendly animated version. I don't know why they don't do stuff.
Because now they go to the streaming services and become like a 18-episode show.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
I guess we're done.
Yep, that's it for Trekcast, ladies and gentlemen. Another great show. Make sure to send us your email at trekcasttng@gmail.com. Chad is wrong @gmail.com. Send all the hate mail there for me. Don't bog down Daniel's email for my hate mail. Also, go follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Trekcast TNG. The Facebook group is alive and kicking, from what I'm told. I'm not there, but I know the Instagram group is. What are we up to count-wise over on Instagram page?
Over 6,000.
Over 6,000. Yeah, that's amazing. You've done fantastic with that. How are we doing on Twitter, by the way?
Not as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Twitter's harder.
It is hard.
Harder.
Yeah, it is. But that's okay. That's all right. Lots of ways for you to be able to listen along. Go ahead, Dan.
What, Dan?
I said I should give out an email address at some point, so maybe I can get some hate mail.
There you go. Yeah, join the fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're cutting in and out there.
Indeed.
I'll set up.
Yeah, set one up.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, of course, make sure you get over into our Discord. There's about 30 some odd, almost 40 people that are over in the Discord. You can listen to this show live on Sundays when we record, so you can be part of the feedback if you make it. It's every Sunday. So there you go. Little things happen, little conversations happen throughout the week over on Discord as well.
I see everything.
Yes, I made fun of Daniel not seeing what I was saying, and then he chimes in and goes, "I see everything."
Yeah.
I have a specific clip that Hey Cujo told me I was supposed to go pick out and use on the soundboard for you, Daniel. You saw that, Dan? You probably
saw that. Yeah,
so
yeah.
I am gonna go.
See everything.
I am gonna go and get that clipped out. So as well as our opener this morning with your little rap. So that'll be great.
Send me that. Put that in the Dropbox because I have ideas already what I'm gonna do with it.
All right, cool. I'll put it in the Dropbox.
Yeah. All right. Bye.
All right, thanks guys. We'll see you.
Well, there you have it, another episode in the can. Check us out at Trekcast.com. Also, if you would, please subscribe to us via iTunes. Leave those reviews, subscribe to us, we'll get some numbers, get up the list, get more listeners, do more shows, have more fun. But for now, we're all done. So live long and prosper, and we'll see you next week.
So, Dan, do a check.
America, it's finally happening.
Check. Microphone check. Microphone checker. Microphone check. Microphone checker. Dan is in effect with the 1-2 checker. Dan is in effect. Dan is the heart wrecker.
Oh, I'm gonna save that shit. That is soundboard gold.